easy go.
Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Caspa the King and welcome back to another episode of Building with Caspa. Hopefully you've seen my first video on the actual world, well, first two, to do with the edits and just sort of getting you up to speed. So the first episode is actually going to be building in the Assassin's Creed Origin world, because that's just sort of what I've got motivation for right now. So if you did see the video, you'd know that most of the world over here is quite plain. There's not any plants, you know, there's a few trees with a few plants, but then there's a bit bare. Over here it's all a bit bare, so that needs to be sorted. So we'll definitely do that one episode, but this episode I sort of thought about over this side here we could start doing, but that's a bit of a tricky one because there's a big bit on a mountain. I'll show you that on the screen, which is going to be quite hard to build. So I thought we need to get this side done, and then over here I started this earlier just so I sort of mapped out the area. I'd like this bit to be a bit bigger, but it all sort of fits in quite nicely. It's going to be hard because I've got to put some windows here, so I've got to figure something out with that, but won't be too much hassle. But I think that's what I'm going to start now. So this is basically, I'll put it up on screen what we're trying to build. Obviously you'll see this building. It's not going to be too tricky. It's quite easy because each pillar is sort of 3 blocks apart, so it's quite easy to just get the math right and stuff like that. So I'm going to crack on with that, and I'll just show you sort of what we're doing. So I sort of done this side. In between these top ones it's just sandstone like this, but I did have an idea because I started doing the balcony, like overhanging roof sort of thing here, and obviously if I stagger it takes it up to there, so it's like proper high up. But if I brought this one up five high, I'd have to obviously do the same with this one here. So we might have to pop these like this and just go up one more layer. I think that might work a lot better. Oh, I'm gonna need these, aren't I? Boom. And yeah, just got one more layer just so it sort of all flows a bit better, because obviously if you see on the photos you'll see there are windows here, so ideally I'd like it to be stopping here, but then that'd just be a bit too flat. I could cut these down a bit, they are quite high, but then that means obviously dropping down the roof a bit as well, which is a pain in the arse. So that's sort of what we're dealing with. I've got the on my screen next to me, I've got the photo up of the building that I'm trying to create, so just got to sort of figure out how I'm gonna get to it. So it looks like, yeah, it sort of finishes just underneath, so that's where I'd like it to sort of finish. But if we brought it one up, we can obviously do that, finish it there. So it's still not perfect, so I don't know how we're gonna actually sort that, but I'll get on that and I'll come back to you when I've got something. As you can see, we've done a lot of work. If you noticed already that I've made this a double wide door. Beforehand it was just a single. What I wanted to do, basically, if you saw the screenshot, this actually come out to the road, so obviously this is the road here. Well, I'd build along here, and then that's the sort of pathway that's in the thing, and the actual building come out to the road. But beforehand I had like a 3 wide gap because it all added up with my with the actual building here. So I actually wanted that to be right up against it and be, you know, perfect. So I thought I'd extend this bit out from being 1 to a 2, and then that would be a 2 in the middle as well for the door. And I think it looks pretty decent. These now are more spaced out, which is coming along quite nice. So I thought I'd do the side next. Alright guys, so I got up the video on the screen, so I'm ready to start building. So I can see this actually comes up to here. So it's basically 1, 2, 3, 4 gaps between these poles. There's also like a little canopy thing, same as like over the front door here. So I'd probably do that like coming off of these this bit here, but I'll do that at a later date. And then on the end it actually has half slabs, so I don't know whether to do it overhanging. Let's have a look at that overhang, see how that looks. And boom, boom, boom. I mean, it looks fine, there's no difference really. So we'll bring this out as well, because then it actually sets back. I'll probably put a screenshot up on the screen as what you could see. So we'll go in here, So then this comes along, and we've got 3 windows down the side here. So if we go space by 3, space by 3, we'll go there, and boom. Very, very nice. Okay, so in case I didn't tell you in the last clip, what I'd done in the end was I made the bottom bit 4, and then under here you're not really going to see, so I thought I'd put the border, like the border block, and then I'd have another bit of sandstone, because no one's really going to be coming in here looking up and caring that much. And then I thought I'd have it 4 up here, so you basically see the 4 at the top and the 4 at the bottom. Looks no different, but obviously in theory it's 5 blocks there up to with the border block, and then 5 blocks here, or 6 blocks if you include the border blocks. So should all be good. So obviously this overhangs now, so we need to fill this in. There's obviously all sandstone. Beautiful. Get that all filled in. Right. From the border block. So the reason why I chose to do this building first was because with all the other buildings, they're all sort of like, you know, the pillar, then leave 3, pillar, leave 3, same like over there as you can see, stuff like that. So it's quite easy to sort of get, and those sort of things are the best things to do when you're building like 1-to-1 scales, because you know you can look at them compared to like this house here, or I'll show you over here. I'll take you over there. It's just over here. Basically, the houses are all sort of odd shaped, and in the, you know, they've got all different colours and stuff like that. So here it was really ugly. Very ugly build, and you know you can obviously see that, and I made these banners and stuff like that, different colours and shapes and stuff like that. So it was really like a very awkward build to make. So this was in the actual game is a lot longer and stuff like that, but this is the sort of size that I had to work with by making everything else work, which is fine because they're quite insignificant buildings and they're also not fully designed and stuff like that. But everything else sort of is, but they're in theory insignificant. When you look at these are just sort of like filler houses, you know, quite ugly, but no one's really gonna care too much. Obviously I've got barrier blocks there, but these ones are the ones that will, you know, you can measure them out with. So if you're doing them by 3, leaving the space for, you know, your armor stands with your statues or your windows here and stuff like that, they work very nice to actually like sort of get the measurements for the area. So obviously I knew that if that fit in there like that, and then I left enough space there, this is where the road would be, and then obviously everything else would have to fit in that perfectly, and then they so did and stuff like that. So, you know, these sort of buildings, especially when starting a new area, obviously you can see I've got like this big line of like buildings, that line of buildings, and then obviously I'm now starting this new line where I've started there a little bit, but there's a mountain, I'll show you, it's crazy. And then obviously over here, starting this new line. This is those sort of ugly buildings again, so I've sort of plotted those out to make them. This is really ugly, but it's the thing in the game, so I might bring that back one more, just because the door will be offset, so I can put the barrier blocks in there. We'll see how I do it, but yeah, I sort of planned that out, so I've got the ugly bit out of the way and making sure that before I build this entire massive building, that bit is sorted out, so I'm not getting stitched up on that. But obviously we built this now. The symmetrical up front looks quite nice. Side bit sorted. So now we've got to basically, this sort of gets offset back, so I know that there's a window here. Obviously if I break in the windows like this, now we've got a gap. This is where the little problem could sort of arise with this. So maybe this is where I make it 5, and I could then bring this up 3 maybe. Could be a 3. Maybe a half slab and a half slab, put a statue there instead of a window. That could work. Because that's what's quite nice with the half slabs, you know, you can make them, it's like, that's still obviously a 2 high block, but half slabs if I don't fall. But yeah, it's made out of half slabs, which is quite nice because then you don't get the thing. But unfortunately there's like a weird shadowy glitch. That's nothing to do with the beta, it's always been like that. It's just pretty ugly to be fair. But let me have a look. I'll be back with you in a sec. Basically now we sort of do this same sort of roof, but along here. So this is coming back one. So if we get this block, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There's going to be a lot of cuts because I don't want to make these videos too long and boring, but I know that you guys will probably want to see me actually building as well. So I'll probably do some live streams with it and stuff like that. you know, hopefully I'll get good feedback on the video when I post it, so carry on doing more. So this next bit, I'll show you a screenshot. There's like these orange sort of like divider blocks, which is quite nice. It's you know, I thought I'd done quite well to get this right. So if I just start setting these up, because they're looking, yeah, they are still 3 apart here. Okay, so I've got 4 gaps. So by these 4 gaps, I mean this is 1 in between here, so that's 2, 3, and 4. And then on that 4th one, this wall gets filled in as an actual building. So then this is apart. So I've basically done that area sort of for nothing. So these don't actually have windows from what I'm actually seeing. Being a bit stupid, not really paying attention. But they don't have windows, they have those little blocks as I mentioned. But these are still 3 apart, so let's fill in the floor. Okay guys, so I was just basically thinking, I've got obviously the story part, there's a lot of command blocks and redstone and stuff involved, and I'm very B-tech when it comes to redstone. I'm not all there, you know, I'm okay. I've got the sort of like basics down, but when it comes to like, you know, the redstone towers like and stuff like that, where you'd have things working and fucking moving machines and all that sort of crap. If you'd be interested, I can show you all the behind the scenes of, you know, the workings that I've got. Basically, look, spoiler alert, everything that's like sort of inside most of these places that have like black windows, you're basically inside a mountain, because it's like the biggest amount of space without actually like putting an eyesore somewhere or teleporting you thousands of blocks away so you can't see it. I sort of wanted it to be hidden, so you know, you feel more immersed in the actual city that you're in and stuff like that. You can't just, you know, sail off on the sea and then just come across some fucking weird buildings that I basically placed down. Okay, so basically this side is exactly the same as the other side. So there's 4 gaps here, and then 4 gaps here, and then we'll obviously do the wall. So I'm going to get sorted, and I'll come back to you in a sec. I'm going to get these 4 gaps in, and then maybe get this top row done, and then I'll show you how I'm going to do those little orange thingies that I'll post on screen now. See you in a sec. Cobblestone. Bam. Road sorted. Okay, so this is what we got. Didn't take me long to actually set up. That looks really ugly, but fuck it. Yeah, so this is what we got. Okay. Oh, brilliant. There goes my fucking game. So basically, in the beta, it's been basically kicking me off, and kicking me out of Xbox Live. So this will freeze now. And yeah, there you go. So now I'm off my thing. So I'll be back with you when I'm back on the game. Hey, we're back. Took fucking ages, but we're finally here. Right. Where was I? Okay, well, we need to fill that in with grass, but we'll do that after. We're going to do this top layer with how I've got it. So, what I can see in the screenshot, let's get rid of all of this shit. It's looking like we're going to use these, I reckon. Do they look alright? Yeah, they look fine. I reckon they'll be the block of choice for our windows. It's either that or this. But these are B-tech as fuck, and they've got like a little circle. They look kind of fire. Right, and then, because my IQ is just like through the fucking roof, use signs to make these little bits that don't take up the full amount of a block. And then from what I can see, this is in there. Boom, like that. Super fucking simple. Then we're leaving a gap, we're doing these 2. Leaving a gap, doing these 2. Leaving a gap, doing that one. Boom, right, so let's get the windows in. That's what we're working with. I think that looks quite nice. Adds a bit of colour to it, and it's a bit random. That will probably do it for this episode, because I think with the amount I've spoken and other shit, this is probably what we've got. So I'm going to leave it there. I'll probably carry on, maybe carry on building off camera, and then show you what I got in episode 2. So guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm already enjoying the series, that just from all the plans that I've got in my head of what I'm going to do and build and just sort of bring you guys along with me. I can't wait for what I've got installed. It's going to be quite fun, and it's just bringing back the spark that I have to actually make YouTube videos. And I ain't got many subscribers, but I just want to keep on getting content out there because it's fun and it is entertaining, and I hope that I entertain most of you guys. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Please like, comment and subscribe. Follow my socials down in the description, and I'll probably have all my other Minecraft videos in the description as well, so go check them out. So yeah, alright then guys, peace.